Hi. Okay, we're gonna do another video. I thought of a couple other things, boy stuff I could talk about. Let me do my skincare. I've been seeing Prince of Kauai on TikTok. I don't know if that's one of mine. Could be. There was a straight edge kid section of my parties, so I think he was straight edge, so I think he was there on that side. Drew was straight edge, so Drew would know. I was getting drunk a lot because of my depression. I would drink, which is why I don't remember stuff, and that's why they're watching me, and like they felt bad, but they're like, what the fuck, you know? So he could have been there, I don't know. But let's talk about another one that I do remember, who was a different Zach. Instead of Zach V, it was on Instagram was Zachary 6, the front of house one. He went to school with Danny and I. Danny was the music major. And Alyssa was kind of like the recruiter, and then Blake was like, the band. Anyways, and that's how we all were friends. I went to school with Alyssa and Danny, so that's how we know each other. Blake, I was introduced by Donna because Donna was obsessed with Brian. And so he would run away, like, and she's over there chasing him. And so me and Blake became friends. Brian and I were beefing because he dared me to kiss Arthur, and I was like, no, who hurt you? Daring a girl to, I was like, who hurt you? And he got pissed that I even said that, so. Hi, Brian. He's a little asshole. It's okay, though. He wouldn't stop being an asshole. I think he had a crush on me, so he was just being a bully out of crush. Anna. So, like, to get him off of me, I gave him a stripper. I was like, here, take this. Take your medicine. Alyssa was, dating some of the guys, too, so she's single. She could do whatever she wants. So she hooked up with the guy, and then come to find out he's homeless and tried staying. He wouldn't leave. And the party was almost over, right? And this guy wouldn't leave. And she had hooked up with him or something. And so I asked Blake to kick him out because, when a guy's being aggressive or on one, it's not a good thing. So you need a different focus, He said no. So then I got Zach to let him know that he's not welcome. So another random stranger, like, hey, you're not welcome here. Like, that's what they're saying. And so he did that for me. And so, which was so sweet because I'm just a girl, like, I can't defend myself. So, and Alyssa was coming to me about she didn't know what to do. And, so. These are people's tea. So it's also not a good thing that I'm talking about it. But at the same time, usually it's not a good thing, okay? Actually, most of the time it's not a good thing, okay? The only reason why I am talking about this is because I'm promoting them. Alyssa, she goes by Alchemist now. She's a DJ. She's the one that introduced me to Taylor. Okay, so, and Zach is in the scene, and you know, that's a way of promoting is gossiping. So that's why I would never say anything about who people did what with what, you know, like that's a terrible thing. Not okay, okay? But Alyssa is a DJ, so if you want to know about Alyssa, she's a cool ass DJ. And she loves to party. She's a raver. I love her. That's not a bad thing at all. I'm listening to music. And I have my family in the living room. Anyways, so let's see. Yeah, so that was Zach. He didn't save me, but he saved us, which was cute. Oh well, we should talk more about the we should talk about spilled water. Good. Okay, like guys feel the same way about girls, you know, they like girls and they can't be with all of them, and like, you know, it's a thing, right? So that's why it's called spilled water. So Goff, the party stopped with David because he was throwing a tantrum, and then I threw a tantrum for Noah to be in the group. Okay. So I'll tell you, actually, you know what? Let's talk about Ronnie, because I did say something mean about Ronnie, and that killed me to even say it. I had to be like, because Kid Amanda fell for Luke, or not fell. She fell for, I fell for Kyle, but when I met Kid, like crushes and like who you like before you do anything with anybody, you know, your interests. I had a big crush on Luke. I didn't know what he, you know, looked like when I went to go see him in the concert. We meet, we chat, and then I have that, you know, like connection with him, and it was like adorable. You know, we're making the eyes. And so I was like, you know. So Kid Amanda fell for, or not fell, like has a crush on Luke. So when Ronnie came to the parties, I told him like, oh, this hurts me. I don't want to say it. I was like, because he knew that's not how I felt. So he was like, okay, let me just, I said, what did I say? I was like, you think it's okay that you don't have a person and I have a person? So you can't find love? So you picked me? Blah, blah, blah. Which is messed up because as a kid, we were both making eyes at each other, regardless if it was right or wrong. Nothing happened. We were making the eyes, you know? So it's not a bad thing necessarily. It was circumstantial. So for him to go, because you know, tethers, right? Connections. So for me to sever that, I had to say those words so that he could continue on. And so it was so hard for me to say because it wasn't true. And I was just like, it was both of us. It was like an okay moment. My mom was like, oh, you need to protect the girls. And then we looked at each other and like, okay. You know? So me saying like, oh, you don't have somebody, blah, blah, blah. And me, you know, that's so messed up. I don't, you know, go get Dana. That was so hard. Oh, we could talk about David and him popping up randomly throughout my life and stuff. One time he tried to do because like, okay, usually it's a man and a woman, okay? Usually it's just two people, okay? And I have 3 boys, right? And I didn't want that. I want it to be one, you know, like the right way. gave me guilt that I had the situation happen. Because one's a best friend. That's messed up. You know, me offering him to be his drummer, that's messed up still. Because, like, that's competition. You know, like, no. Which is why it took years before they even mended. So it was his, what does he want to do and how does he want to go about it? So it was like a big mess. Before he even got there, it was a big mess. And so it was like, how do we... and it also gives us something to do. Being dead inside, you know, keeps your hands busy. But yeah, that one was gut-wrenching. That's why I don't like talking about that one. Because there's always like... when there's a break, there's always a lie. Bobby's was... I just wanted to get out. I gave him like the death glare, like, get out. You know? Oh wait, back to David. So he tried doing some type of witchcraft with papers and stuff. I think he was filming it too, like a music video for it. And I was hoping that it was like a deep-rooted situation, but it wasn't deep-rooted. So I was like, what is this? This isn't what I'm trying to do. Like, I really don't want that to be a thing, even though it is. I have these feelings for these people and in different levels, okay? Of situations. So I was like, I don't want that to happen. You know, I'm like, what the heck? That's not a thing. You know, that's not a thing. Why is that happening to me? Like, And when I say it's not a thing, because like there's egos too. Usually, you know, you do it out of ego. When it's not done out of ego, when it's done in pure intentions, it's harder and more gut-wrenching. Which is why when the girl with Luke at the restaurant saying I don't care, like, and I almost lost my mind again, like, it's because it's a real situation. And these are real intentional feelings. And so it's my business, and I don't have the context to confront in a way. And also money. The other side, the three boys are still on the other side of the camps, the money side, the marketing side, so I can technically talk about them. All my kids want to be talked about, but like literally I can't talk about DL, Noah, and these people. So DL being in Ronnie's camp with Luke is funny because DL is the spilled water, like Noah. Like I can't be with them, and it's like because they're hot. Just because you're hot doesn't mean I can be with you, you know. Which is like all the girls too, you know. Guys liking girls, can't be with all of them, but you have to pick one, you know. That's a thing with both genders liking each other. So, which is why there's keys in relationship and stuff like that, and that's how that part works, okay? But keys can also become extreme depending on how your relationship is formed, blah blah blah, yeah. And that's a lot of bodies anyway, so I was like, yeah, I could do keys situation. I don't, you know. But I don't necessarily want to. Arnie's playing right now. Something I could not forget. I can't listen to his Falling Reverse stuff. It's kind of hard for me. I can. Take this down a notch. Crash my car. So sweet. Because it's like, as a kid listening, when it first came out and I saw it was him, I didn't know his name. Like I said, I didn't know him. We just had a connection situation with the night, and I'm like, oh, night, you know. So I'm listening with Cancer. So when I saw that was him, I'm like, oh my god, that's the guy. And then I heard the lyrics, and I was just like, oh, you know. I was like, oh my god. So, sorry, I'm distracted. Okay. Which is why I can't listen to his new stuff after meeting him as an adult. I was drunk though, but meeting him as an adult and we having that connection, still not doing anything about it. We're just like, I fell for your best friend. I don't know what the fuck to do. Sorry. It's still, I was planning on figuring that part out, but you're here now, so I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I was just like, oh. And then he goes at the end, before he leaves, he goes, so you're not gonna fuck me or something, like, literally and metaphorically, you're not gonna fuck me. And I was like, yeah, I'm not, but like, not literally, I'm not gonna fuck him. It was a lie. So he's like, because I'm never gonna leave his side. Like, I'm always gonna be there for him. That's why when I say I have his mom, that's what that means. I'm not gonna leave his side, regardless of his choice or what he wants to do. I'm never leaving his side. He's number one first. He's my pimp. He's my number one. So regardless of that situation, even if, like I said, emotions aren't real, regardless, in a way, they are real. But they can be manipulated. So, although my feelings for Bobby is real, my feelings for Luke is real, it's still not manipulation, but still a control situation, okay? So a constant is our meat when I was a kid. That's a constant, okay? So that's why I was like, I'm never gonna leave your side. So regardless of what he wants to do, he knows my side. But yeah, the lie I had to leave him with so he can go up, continue on for my throwdown. That one was a hard one. I don't think I let, because it was Luke's problem. I didn't send him off with anything, technically. And that one was a hard one too. So we were still technically dating. So when he came to go see me, I'm not gonna cry. Emotions are. So when he went to go see me at my job, and he confronted me years ago, and I was like, "You're hot though," and then he left. I know we were both upset because he couldn't do anything with what's going on with me, you know, and so he left upset too. And I'm just like, don't feel bad, like, you know, you're fine. Go have fun. You're fine. And that was hard to send off. So we did actually have a send off. Was that one? Hate send offs. Those are the worst ones. Being dead inside is knowing you die alone. So putting people off of where you put somebody on that pedestal. So taking them off of it can be very painful. You know, I was gonna do makeup. I don't feel like doing makeup. I feel like being sad. You wanna see my outfit? It's still cabbie. It's cabbie, and what is this, Fabletics? I think so. a little business talk. But yeah, so I can listen to his music nowadays. I can't even listen to, like, I stopped when DL got arrested. Oh, I wanted to talk about that. Okay, so I don't know what happened. I was drunk, and I'm underage. I was 18, so it's illegal to drink. So he takes the rap for being in charge. Damn, my papa. I remember when I saw him and I'm like, that's a slut right there. That's a slut right there. Goddamn boy, he's so fun, you know. And so he's saving the guitar by going to jail for me. That's so funny. Saving the guitar, like, because Ronnie was gonna go to jail. He was, but I have a marketing major and I was already pissed that they called the cops. So I was like, I was pissed that they had called the cops. And I was like, Ronnie, you're not going to jail. No, I didn't let him. And he's like, I'll go to jail. I don't care. And I'm like, because, you know, just go for a day, pay it off, leave. And I was like, no, you're not going to jail. And the deal offered. And I had told Ronnie he's too famous to be going to jail like that. Like, that looks bad, especially because I have a marketing major. Like, I'm still in college. And I have a marketing major, so I'm like, no, you're too famous for that to happen. So then DL goes to jail. And so he saved the guitar. Because that's hot. That's hot. I'll go to jail. Okay, yeah, you are famous, but you're not as famous, so it's not as big of an impact noise-wise. And so, because of the throwdown, that was still gonna happen, you know, because D still wouldn't stop chasing me. And we had planned this entire adventure. And so, for my throwdown, I had, you know, everybody had their own different things going on. Noah's is his tattoo, so it's like he can't sing about anybody he dates, so he's gonna sing about my adventure kind of thing. And then, you know, DL saves the guitar. Different side quests, okay? Because the cops were already called, and I was like, God dang it, I don't want to go to jail, even if it was for a day, you know. So that's funny. Yeah. That was part of bro code, that him getting fake arrested. Or did he actually get arrested? I don't know. Did they call the cops again? I don't know what happened. I was drunk, guys. I don't know. And I was in the house laughing and talking shit and riffing and all that. And Bobby was with me, so like, although Ronnie and I finally got to meet and it was beautiful, that's his best friend, so we were still riffing and doing other stuff. So I was distracted. So I just know that DL was getting arrested because he was gonna take the rap for the cops being called. So it was probably like a day, just because I was, you know, there's drunk kids. And I had called the cops previous party because David had pulled out a gun and said somebody stole my beer. And there's drugs and stuff, so I was just like, oh shit, like there's actual like acid and drugs involved at that one. So I actually had to call the cops because that's dangerous. Once it's dangerous, of course call the cops. So I called the cops then. I did enjoy that portion of like the hype, but it was on purpose because when people's lives are in danger, you take it serious. So that's why I was mad at that one, because I'm like, that's the second time the cops were called, and that makes me look bad as a marketing major. Like, I'm not about that. We're about having fun and being creative and coming up with ideas, not about I mean, yeah, chaos. We like chaos, but we want positive chaos, chaotic good, not, you know, not the other kind. We want to have fun. It's a camp. So that was why I was so upset that the cops were called, and that's why I stopped listening to Acacia Strain and Alkaline Trio and all those. I got rid of so many bands. Like, if it reminded me, Oingo Boing, all of it. Avenged Sevenfold, I kept one album, which was the Scream album, because I did meet him, but I still forgot that I met him. And that's funny. Like, I deleted anything that reminded me of that era because I had to put it on hold. And that was the hardest. I was like, my family have to put on hold? Okay. Fine. But yeah, so that's the biggest story, was the cops being called, because now famous people are getting arrested, you know. It's like, oh shit. Yeah. So I had to pick like more underground technically, but still in the scene, so people heard about it probably. Yeah. That was it. But I forgot, I deleted everything. I was so upset he got arrested. I was like, no. So I shall yeah. It's nice coming out about it. I'm like, yes. Oh, my friends, I love them. Listening to Sequence That's all. Bye.